Welcome to episode 43 of the Slabbed podcast, where the grades matter, there are no rules. I got my special buddy here, JavaAkuma, filling in for Professor Oak. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. It sucks that Oak is sick, but it's a great opportunity for me to hop on. I've been wishing for this for a while now, so I'm on and I can take on all these hot takes. This episode, pretty excited.
Hell yeah, man. Just to give people a little bit of background about your channel, you had did a couple interviews. You were probably one of the first people that ever had me on their channel to interview me, like to get to know me as a person. Nobody's done that even since. So that was a good time. That was a good time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I might be going on Pokemon Wonders channel in the next few months. We'll see. That'll be pretty cool. But yeah, if you could just explain a little bit about what you do on your channel, that'd be awesome for the people out there.
Yeah, so my channel is kind of a collect all of everything that I'm doing in kind of the Pokemon space right now. I'm a dirty flipper, so most of my content is buying stuff from Japan, grade returns. I do monthly kind of profit loss sheets where I go through everything that I sold, where I made money, where I lost money, kind of talking about the market a little bit. And I try to be as transparent as possible with a lot of the videos that I make, and it's just fun. Specialize in Japanese for the most part. Don't do a whole lot of English. And I consign a small space in a comic book shop, so I have kind of like a physical location, even though it's not my store. I get to sell locally as well, which is cool.
That is awesome. I've actually asked a couple of local shops, and they all tell me to piss off every time.
Oh, that's
their reasoning behind that is they don't want the risk of having my cards there. I'm like, I'll sign my life away. I don't care. Like, I'll sign a piece of paper that says you are not liable or something. Like, let's just try this. Let's dance a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I walk into some of these shops and the Pokemon content is just terrible. Like, there's like nothing there. Like, I feel like I could take a partial of one of my shells and it'll look better. Kind of probably like what you did for them. Like, they had probably zero Pokemon and now they got this new market of people coming in. It's huge.
Yeah. I think one thing that helped me was the guy who owns the comic book shop actually started in one of those, like, what do they call them? Like antique malls, essentially, where they have the spaces that you can rent out. It's kind of a similar situation to what I do with him now. It just meshed that he saw the opportunity with Pokemon. He didn't carry it at all and was like, yeah, I used to do this. I'll give you the opportunity. Hopefully it helps my business, his business too. And then that's just gone from there.
Rest is history. Awesome.
Yep.
Very cool. But everybody, link down below in the description, Java's channel. Go check it out. Let's get into the regular scheduled programming, shall we? So
let's do it.
Last week, Mason Berry, I don't know if he's won like a spicy topic in a minute, but he was coming in with the spice, that's for sure. So Mason said there is a severe lack of actual Pokemon knowledge from the major channels in the hobby right now. The amount of I was wrong videos proves it.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I wish he put some effing names in there so I could have went and looked at a couple of these videos, to be honest. Leaving it up to speculation. Like, I don't watch, like, he says major channels. I'm not following a lot of major channels. That's kind of my problem. Major channels to me is like probably over 20,000. Below 20,000 is probably not a major Pokemon channel. So I unfortunately do not have a lot to add, but I could only imagine the different promises and stuff some of these major channels were making back in the day, when everything was super booming. And here we are sitting on the ground floor after the warpath, and some of this ultra modern is just sitting on the shelf for MSRP prices, and it's not moving. And you can walk into Walmart now and buy anything again, which is awesome. But yeah, what do you think?
Again, same with you. Like, I don't know which videos he's talking about, but there's a part of me when I read this that's like, it's good that they're making those videos, because if they were wrong about something, it's good that we can all learn from it. And they're fessing up to the fact that they messed up or they were wrong at the time in which they made the video. There's a lot of creators out there. I won't name any names either, since Mason didn't, but there's no way in hell you're ever going to catch them make a video saying they were wrong. So
it's true.
I think it's kind of nice if a creator is willing to fess up and be like, this is why I was wrong. Let's all learn from it, sort of thing. So
yeah, no, that's a good point for sure. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. And I don't even know if he thought about it being a good thing, but I think it is, like you said, because there's got to be tons of channels out there that don't backtrack and look back at some of the stuff they do. But I know, like, there is a handful of people that do, and they're like, wow, I was off on this one. Let's not ever do that again. Like, we're not going all in on Pokemon Go. We're not doing it, or something like that. Yeah, it makes sense for sure. Yeah, good comment. Everybody, if you could, drop a spicy comment down below for next week. Upvote. The highest upvoted one will be the first one, me and Professor Oak, assuming we're both healthy. To talk about next week would be great. So this week, go ahead.
If I win, does Professor Oak have to defend my point?
Yeah, we both will. If we'll both go over it.
All right.
But that's one thing. Your name's not on this list for this week. I was shocked. I'm like, come on.
True.
So we're going to go through a bunch of the spicy topics from last week's video. There's a bunch of them. Appreciate all the support. A bunch of really good ones. A lot of names on there that haven't been on there. So really cool stuff. So I'm going to let you run into the next one.
Oh, are we going to do our spicy topics for this?
Oh, yeah. Snap. I'm not even ready for that. Shit. So, yeah, run it. If you got one. I didn't even think about it.
I wrote this down, so I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm burnt.
I'll read it off. I put people emotionally attached to their purchases, and that is why debates in this space are rarely productive.
Say that one more time.
People emotionally attached to their purchases, and that is why debates in this space are rarely productive. Yeah.
See, usually I spend about 5 minutes before I start recording thinking about what I'm going to say. I did not do that this time. I'm in rough shape. But I got to say, definitely not a popular opinion. CGC trading cards, grading all these weird things is probably the best thing to happen to this hobby in a long time. Moving on. So we'll see everyone again upvote something down below. It'd be awesome. Appreciated. I'll let you run with Professor Oak.
All right. So Oak said, and this was really close. I feel like Mason and him were almost tied.
Yep.
So this one was sitting on sealed product is so boring. And I completely agree. I think it's probably one of the more boring ways to interact like monetarily in the hobby. As a flipper, I find the whole process of like finding the card, grading the card, selling the card, making the money, like that's all super fun for me. The chase and, you know, succeeding in that way and kind of the gamble along the way. But yeah, just kind of buying something from P Football Pete, throwing it in the closet and forgetting about it is not exactly the most fun from my perspective. But so I would agree.
Yeah. Fun so he says it's boring. I mean, it is boring, but it's also profitable. So I mean, I did it. I have not tons of money, not bajillions of dollars, but I have like $2,000 in some Yu-Gi-Oh products. That's probably not the best thing I ever did. And then like I still have my 9 cases of Lost Origin that I bought where they're like $90 a box. Those are, I don't know. They are where they're at. I don't even know, 130, 135 per box. And it is boring just walking into my closet, seeing them all there. I'm like, oh, those are still there. Or however long it's been, a year now. I don't even know. Waiting for those things to move. But it's also nice in the sense that I'm not with the family and the job. Like it's my time is like jacked. I don't have a lot of time to scour through these different websites besides like PWCC on weekends when I'm streaming, or I don't get to look at Buy or eBay or anything like that a lot of the time. So it's nice in the sense that I could just buy something and set it aside, but it is boring as hell. I do agree, but it can make me some money. So I like the passive income, not having to work that hard at it.
I would probably do it more if I had a lot more capital. Like, I like that my money is working for me. It's constantly moving. If I had a lot more capital and, I had the same amount of time, but I could apply it in less, places, then I would probably buy some, modern stuff super cheap and just sit on it, see what happened. But.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. And the prices right now, I mean, I've seen some of these recent sets, 70. I've seen some specials with coupons, like I swear in the upper 60s. Like
TikTok is crazy with the coupons right now.
Is it 20 or 30% off? Like insane. Like
yeah, I think they had like a 25% off for Black Friday or a bunch of like booster boxes and stuff.
Yeah. Have you bought anything off there?
I bought a couple things to just crack open and sell packs at the comic book shop. Because I can sell them for like $4.50 a piece, and buying a box for $70, like it's basically guaranteed double my money. So it's not so bad. I haven't bought a ton.
Is there a limit? Do you know, like if I were to go into somebody's store on TikTok that has UPCs, could I buy 40 of them at 25% off, or do you get limited? Do you think to like?
They do limit it. It'll be like 25% maximum amount of $50 or something like that. So it's like, it's really good on like single booster boxes, but not great on like cases or stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So you can't actually go insane with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool though. Still getting some new eyes in there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Professor Oak, thank you. Hope you're feeling better. If you're watching this, but up next, Felipe de Sosa. He had said collectors, flippers, etc. in the U.S. have it easy. Canada, Europe, Japan, I'll say Australia, and essentially everywhere else in the world are stuck in hard mode. I wouldn't know. Luckily, it is pretty nice with the eBay Global Shipping Program is phenomenal. I couldn't imagine selling cards out of Canada or Europe and Japan being limited a lot to just your country. Otherwise, people are paying an arm and a leg for shipping, and it's not as accessible. I couldn't imagine, but it is. I see all these other people. Like I mentioned Australia for one reason is because Pokemon Steven's there, and the dude is a monster. So he sells to I bought off him the other day, and I don't know. It just you could do it. You could do it. It's just a lot of work, but I think it definitely is easier here. People in different countries have it rough. What do you think?
Yeah, I just think from my perspective, like the grading, where you have to send probably through a middleman, you probably have to pay a little bit more, custom fees, all that stuff. Like the fact that we don't have to deal with any of that crap definitely makes the flipping part of things a lot easier. But Japan might be a little bit easier to get your hands on some cool promos if you're actually in Japan. But you can obviously buy those through Buy-E or whatever as well. So. But I agree. That would be a pain for sure.
Is there a portal for PSA in Canada?
I don't know. I know there's one in Japan where they're doing on-site grading now, I think.
Japan and maybe the UK still. And then I know CGC just announced they're going to Dubai. They're going to have a location you can submit through Dubai.
Interesting.
Yep. Very.
Huh.
Yeah, they're not going to be grading in Dubai, but it'll be a hub where you can submit and they cover all the shipping and everything. So different for sure. But yeah.
All right. Katie Lowen says Mason hosting the official Slab podcast meetup at his store is going to be the wildest TCG hangout of 2024. And I 100% agree. I think I'm only like 7 or 8 hour drive from Mason's store, so I could easily attend if that were to ever actually happen.
And how many times have you been there since you're that close?
Never. I can't remember the last time I drove more than 2 hours.
Yeah, that'd be cool. He has yet to, I think we've mentioned it a couple times in passing on this podcast, but it would be pretty cool. We have never reached out to him to see if he'd ever want to do something, but that would be pretty dope. It would be pretty cool. Just have a bunch of pizza. I doubt we'd be allowed to have beer in there.
It would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome. Trade night. I know they got video game systems, at least they used to. I think they still do, like tournaments and stuff. I don't remember, but that would be pretty cool. It'd be pretty dope. Get
us
some
all
Smash
together,
going.
pizza, Smash, Mario Kart, stuff like that.
Set some tournaments with the boys and some of the girls, like Katie Lowen, possibly.
Yeah.
So awesome comment. That'd be cool though, Mason. We'll hit you up sometime soon. We promise. But you can feel welcome to tell us to piss off and don't ever talk to you again. I'd respect it, but it'd be sick. It'd be cool. It'd be like Denver CollectCon for us was the last or a year and a half ago, going to Swami's, and there was like 40 people there. Even at Charlotte, at the one bar, we had like 20, 25 people there.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was awesome. So really, it's weird, like seeing all these people you see through the screen, and it's cool. But we'll have to do it again. I know all the CollectCons are going to get announced sooner than later in this year. Looking forward to hearing that. But
yeah, a lot of people said that they were announced already last year. At this point,
before Halloween last year.
Yeah. So
yeah, they're definitely dragging their balls for some reason.
I wonder if they're trying to get like finalizing approvals or something for different locations, or
I don't know. That's weird
because people have been speculating that they're adding or they're doing different cities this time or something like that. Maybe
I heard there is a possible at least one or two different cities.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. So
cool.
I don't want too many of them though. I don't want one a freaking month. Like it's when it gets to the fall time, it almost feels like that. Like they're like 2 weeks apart. Some of them, it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Some people will do it, obviously, but me, it ain't me at all. So at all, crazy. Couldn't imagine. Up next, E-Unit. He said Green is going to turn into a MetaZoo guy.
Are you?
So last episode I mentioned playing MetaZoo briefly with the guy Metakai that I had stayed with in the condo. It was interesting. I love playing TCGs. I loved that's why I took the opportunity. I was like, hey, you want to play a quick game? We literally split the deck in two. He played with one half. I played with the other half. I love playing with cards. So no, I'm not going to become a MetaZoo guy. If I went and played a game, it would be Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm going to play this Friday again. I don't have time to play another TCG. Especially playing with a modern anything, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't play modern. I play in a format where cards don't change. I can't keep up with metas changing. I don't have that time. So, no, I can't do MetaZoo at all.
Yeah, I feel like Pokemon adds a new ability every 2 sets. The whole thing changes. It's kind of crazy to try and keep up with all of it.
It's insane. You play any at all?
No, I've tried the online thing, like going through the tutorial and stuff, and I played the Game Boy game back in the day, but I haven't played in a long time. Yeah.
But you would know how to play roughly. Like you know the general basics. You knew how to draw a card and play an energy. No?
I would figure it out, I think. But
because I don't think old school Pokemon or Dan know how to, and that's effing insane to me.
I've done the tutorial online, but I can't say that I would remember all the steps.
That's insane. It literally take 4 seconds. Literally, you could watch a video for like a minute and a half, and you would know how to play Pokemon. It's that effing easy. It's crazy. Yeah. So easy, man. You got to do it.
MetaZoo is kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
I opened all the sets until UFO, and then they had all these print run things where they printed so many wilderness boxes, and then UFO was like you could map the boxes to boxes that didn't have hollows, boxes that had all hollows, stuff like that. They had all these issues, and then after UFO, I just dropped off. And then there was rumors they were making a yokai set, which is like Japanese demons and stuff like that, which I thought would be really cool. And then that just kind of fell off. And so whenever they make that set, I might buy a box of that, but I just kind of fell out of it.
Yeah, MetaZoo's in a weird spot, I feel like. I don't know. It's the newest set's getting pushed back, war because of the Hello Kitty thing coming out, but
that was a weird thing too.
Yeah, it is the whole MetaZoo thing came in at a weird time in the hobby, and it was a good time, perfect time, actually. But you look back at the Kickstarter, and it was barely fully funded. Like, it was crazy. So, Yeah.
All right, I get the pleasure to read Catch 'em All Collectibles hot take from last week.
Whoa.
Dan, all right, here we go. The 9-to-5ers that can't just double dip all day, that I feel called out by, are crushing it harder than the full timers.
So go ahead. I'll let you unpack that.
Well, I feel like the caveat that can't just double dip all day, kind of, I don't know if that helps. I mean, obviously it helps if you can every once in a while peek at buy when you have some downtime at work. Not saying that I do that, but I mean, maybe. Are crushing it harder than the full timers. I don't know. I guess it
Do you
depends
think
on your
he's got
job.
a typo? Do you think that's a typo? Do you think he meant to say that can just double dip all day?
I mean, that would make it even more. I don't know. Either way, I mean, I feel like it depends on your job. Like if you're making, I don't know, 20 to 30K working 40 hours at Target and you do this part-time, like you're probably not better off than like Dan who's doing it full time, right? So it's going to be like specific to each individual. If you can double dip, then you're basically being paid to look at buy and then making money buying cards and trading and stuff off
Gotcha.
buy. So if you can double dip, you're absolutely crushing it. But yeah, I guess it just depends on your situation.
So the way I don't know, the wording on this is effing terrible. Dan, this is the worst if English I've ever seen in my effing life. Go back to school. The 9-to-5ers that can't just double dip all day. So in my opinion, that's people that are working 9 to 5 that are only doing their 9 to 5. They're not doing Pokemon at all from 9 to 5. And he's saying those people are crushing it harder than the full timers.
Just because of the constant inflow of cash and probably benefits and stuff, maybe from a full-time job. But
so okay,
maybe
I feel like the people, if you were to spin it, the 9 to 5ers that can double dip all day, they're annihilated. I feel like they're. But I guess his statement, I guess I could agree with it. Still shit English, but here we are. Yeah, it's I love it. I love being able to, like, I work 9 to 5 and then I do Pokemon at night. It's awesome. I wouldn't change a thing. Sometimes I think I still do too much. Probably should pull back, but it'd be tough at this point, to be honest. Like I like what I'm doing, but you gotta keep time for the family for sure.
I think about it all the time when I get stressed out at work or whatever. I'm just like, I can do it. I can make it happen. I'll just go full time. I'll 2 weeks notice. Let's do it. And then it's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Like I'm literally searching for cards on buy, making the amount of money that I'm making right now because it's downtime at work. It's like, how can you pass that up? And, benefits and all that. So it's like, it's hard to, complain.
Yeah. Yeah. The benefits is the biggest thing for me. My wife is a stay-at-home mom and no shot of survival with 2 kids not having health insurance. So,
oh yeah,
we would be in the rears for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Mr. Pullfather himself. He said, I think too many people think getting into Pokemon cards is a get-rich-quick method. It's a grind like everything else. I do think similar to crypto is like the ultimate get-rich-quick thing. Pokemon is on the same wavelength in a lot of people's minds, especially when Logan Paul got into it in some of those videos he was making. Not great. The $30,000 Bulbasaur or whatever the hell it was, like insane shit, right? Yeah, that is like toxic ass stuff. That type of content. The get rich quick stuff is trash.
I agree. I think we're in a better place now than we were, like you were saying, with like the boom, where all the videos were like PSA 10, thousands of dollars and all this stuff, and everyone was talking about like everyone can find their collection in their basement and make, you know, millions of dollars now and stuff like that. I think there's a lot less of that now. And I think there's probably more transparency than there was during that time. So I think it's getting better, but I do think people see, you know, Rev open vintage boxes and stuff like that, and they look and they're like, oh my God. Or, you know, kind of bigger flippers, maybe like, or bigger business channels talking about the money that they make. And they just think like, oh my God, it's so easy. I'll just buy 100 of these $3 promos and grade them with CGC, and they'll totally still be $75 a piece when they come back from CGC, and I'll sell them on the market and I'll make a bunch of money. And then they're like $25 when they come back from CGC because the market shifted. So, yeah, I think a lot of people who think that probably going to get, you know, their first experience of it not being that, and then either leave or get motivated to try and be better. Most of them will probably leave.
Yeah, I feel like there's a huge barrier for the average Joe to still grade cards. I feel like that's a huge thing still. Like I remember the first time I graded a card, I was nervous as shit. I'm like, these cards 100% are getting stolen. Like there ain't no way.
Yeah.
This guy named Tim on the other side in California is going to pull these out of these package and grade these and send them back to me. I'm definitely getting scammed, and obviously didn't, but it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've met a lot of people that come into the comic book store. They're like, "Oh, we have all these great cards that I want to get graded, but I'm too afraid to ship them because I don't want them to get lost." And it's like, yeah, I think a lot of people think that way. They just assume that UPS or USPS is just going to lose their shipment and all their cards are gone. And I think that's a real fear for the average Joe. So yeah,
I feel like most people don't know how to ship things either. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. When I'm standing in the post office, sometimes when I'm shipping in like in a normal package or I need something from them, then I wait in the line and I see these people just paying arms and legs to ship like the most normal package. They don't know what they're doing. It's insane. They're making money hand over fist on these people. It's disgusting.
Yep.
Crazy stuff.
Yep. All right. Pokey BB. His comment is platforms, selling and social are the main reason the card hobby is so popular. I would agree with the social one. I'm not quite sure about the selling one. I think the selling coupled with the social maybe, so that you can. Well, I guess the selling platforms do advertise like Heritage, and like the big sales get advertised across Instagram and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the combination of those two is deadly for people who look at the money and, you know, going back to Pullfather's question, like people who think it's a get rich quick thing, they look at how much, you know, an illustrator sold for, and they get inspired to try it themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree. I think social media for sure.
Yeah, first time I read this, when I was originally typing up the notes, I took social as like an in-person thing, but he said platform, so that completely changed it. But yeah, I was trying to think of another commodity that has something like these, obviously coins, but I feel like it's not as big on like Instagram and stuff like that. Like I feel like, I don't know. I guess there probably is, and I'm just nowhere near touching those Instagram pages and stuff. But it just seems way different to me. Coins versus these type of cards. It's way more of a pop culture thing. Obviously, with all the kids involved and stuff like that, it's huge. The selling platforms, like you said, the Heritage PWCC stuff, posting all their big sales and these huge cards that are going for auction. It's cool. Like I was thinking about cars too. I was like, cars, nothing like this. Like you got eBay Motors, but it's dog shit. Like it's not cool. Like you got Barrett Jackson, but those are cool auctions. Like that's it though. I feel like that's the coolest auction. There's one of them. I don't know. It's not as nice of a community. There's that C word, but it's cool. I enjoy it.
Pokemon is massive and really popular.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, even talking to the comic guy, like comics are just like they like you thought Pokemon came down from the boom, comics hit the floor and kept
Yeah.
going. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I sold last weekend at a local show. It was a comic book show, and I got invited by the owner of the shop, and I think I probably outsold most of the comic vendors there doing Pokemon. Um, and that's just kind of crazy because yeah,
It's so nice how small this media is. Like this is a tenth
oh
the
yeah,
size of a graded comic book. Like it's insane. The shipping is so much nicer, and the prices can be all the same, and it's so much smaller.
yeah,
It's amazing. Yeah, I
yeah.
bet
I can bring in thousands of cards for like less space than one long box of comics. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah. It's not favorable. I don't think for sellers for sure. I
Yep.
love looking at them though. They look nice in their slabs comic books.
Yeah.
You got any graded comic books?
No graded comics. Have a couple
Mhm.
video games, but
No
no comics.
comics.
No.
2024 it'll happen, right?
I want to get some Nintendo Power magazines. That's what I would like, but they're probably really expensive now.
It depends. I've done a lot of research on comic books and magazines. There's the first ever video game magazine was based out of the UK
Hmm.
from like 85. And I've been looking at buying one. It's cheap. It's like they're cheap because nobody gives a shit about them. But they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
awesome.
yeah, stuff like that. It's pretty sweet. There's so many little niche pockets, all that shit. It's awesome. Um, that was Pokey BB. So now we got Z Pike 8774. He had said most of the people who talk about Pokemon investing on YouTube haven't done it long enough to have true insights on the market outside of sealed product will increase given enough time. Damn, it's coming in with a fire, huh? I mean, I don't follow a lot of investing channels. A lot, like by that I mean I probably watch maybe two or three, and by watch it's like I don't know every other video maybe, and it's usually because it's a cool thumbnail or a cool title, like the video to actually suck me in.
Yeah.
So that being said, the ones I do watch have done this quite some time, but I get what you're saying. Like there's a lot of those stonk dog 69 420 dudes out there that are hype beasts, like just wanting to super pump their channels, and that sells. Putting whatever, investing in titles and subject lines, and it is a huge clicker for people viewing YouTube videos. People want to make money. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough to say though for me on that, like the haven't done long enough because I don't know those people. I wish again you dropped some names. Would have been super spicy then. That would have got a little more interesting, but yeah. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, the whole like sealed investing part of it, I just really don't do. But I do think that I mean that is the common argument is, buy sealed as low as you can under MSRP and it's bound to go up. Sealed's always gone up over time and all this stuff, even though that's not necessarily true. Or at least it's given enough time, sealed will always go up, just like he says here. But it's not. I don't play ball in the. It's too volatile for me. Like market sentiment can shift really fast on what's popular and what's cool and what's going to be expensive. So you can think that something's going to be cool, and then all of a sudden it's not anymore. Like you can think the alternate art Charizard is going to be the one everyone wants out of Sword and Shield, but it's actually the Umbreon, and it's like, okay, well, I guessed wrong, sort of thing. So you never know when sentiment's going to shift and prices shift with you never know when PokeRev's gonna make a video on some new set and it's gonna stonk out the gate, and nobody's gonna look at the previous popular set. Everyone's gonna look at the new. I don't know. It's too volatile. I don't like it.
Yeah. Or PokeRev will open the new set and he won't pull the alt art Aerodactyl, and it'll moonshot the next day.
I benefited from that, actually.
Cheers to that. Cheers.
Mine came back from grading like right when that whole thing happened, and I sold it for like $400 or something like that. It was stupid. I don't even think it 10'd. I think it like 9'd or like 9.5 or something like that. It still sold for that much.
Well done.
But yeah, I like to operate in small time frames. That's why I flip, but it's like if I buy a card, I want to sell that card when it gets back from PSA 2 months later. Like I don't want to hang on to it very long, and then I want to move into something else. So holding something long term just opens you up to more like fluctuations, I feel like, or variables that you can't foresee.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I do like that in your videos, your line by line analysis, like that one big collection you bought with all the packs. When do you turn profitable because you're flipping all these packs and all the graded cards, you're grading cards and all this different stuff is really cool. So I definitely feel the you want to burn and turn as much as you can. Are you into collecting? Like, is there anything you're out there actually collecting or no?
I have a very small collection of very pricey cards, and mostly it's just cards that I don't want to part with yet. So like the Poncho Pikachus, I've held on quite a while because my buy-in was super low. I have like a first edition Lugia 8. Just some cards that I like looking at in the morning when I walk into my office, and I just haven't had the heart to sell them yet, even though, I could obviously do a lot with that in terms of money, but yeah.
I remember that video of your grandma guessing some of the prices of the cards was pretty funny. That was good. Very cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, the ponchos are something special. I know you had them for sale at CollectCon. No buyers, huh?
I had one guy that was interested, and we got on a price, and then I think he just wanted to back out because he kept making excuses of, oh, I have to sell these cards to this other vendor to get the cash to come back to you to buy the thing, and then he just, the guy just never showed up back up to his booth. It's like, yeah, okay, man. Like, if you don't want them, just say you don't want them. So yeah, they didn't sell though.
Yeah, that's rough.
All right, we got Jay Franks 32.99. I think that's the next one. Yep.
It was a long one.
Yep. If money is all you're interested in, then working time and a half job or part-time at a second job would net you more money than the average dude bro flipper. I'm insulted. Thank you. Most people aren't positioned well enough in product, old or new, to turn this sort of thing into reliable income, not to mention the fact that a lot of jobs at least offer benefits like health insurance. If you don't genuinely love this stuff, then you'd be better off biting the bullet and punching a time clock somewhere.
You okay after reading that? You good?
Yeah. Might need some time to collect myself. No, I agree. I mean, I think that I feel like nowadays you need, when I first started flipping, it was like 2 years ago during just coming out of the boom. And I started, I think, with $500 a month. I was like, I'm going to take $500 a month from my job. I'm going to put it into Pokemon, flipping, do all that, make content and everything. And then the next year it was like, all right, I'm going to up that 500 to 1,000 because 500 worked for me. And then I ended up spending more than that every month. I tried to keep it 1,000, but that just didn't work. But that, I don't know. I've heard people say that they feel like you could start with less nowadays and grow quicker because of the market and liquidity and all that stuff. But I'm just not sure, because I feel like the saturation of people who are all doing like the low hanging fruit, like the $3, CHRs that you can flip for $30 and make like $10 each card sort of play, is a ton. Like everyone's making that play. So then that's just a race to the bottom right now, because so many people are doing it. So, this next year, actually, I'm going to try and level up a little bit and go for like the 50 to 150 range instead of kind of like the 1 to 50 range where I've been for the last 2 years, and see if I can play more up there because I feel like there's going to be less competition. But yeah, I don't know if the average person, I think if he's just talking about the average person, which I think he is, I think that he is probably right. But if you love this stuff and you can make, more than $15 an hour, then you're doing better than a part-time, Target job or something like that. And you're enjoying it. So if you can do that, if you can pull that off, then yeah, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. My big thing, like, now that I'm sitting here with a dude bro flipper, I guess I don't know if I'm a flipper. I sell things, but I don't know. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I like doing this more than if I had to go work at Target and deal with humans in person. I'm not introverted, but people suck. Like, eBay is the only person I got to interact with most of the time, and they're pretty nice. Like, somebody just did a chargeback on a credit card for an $85 card, and they're like, "Hey, this happened, but don't worry about it. We got you covered. We're not going to take any money from you." They're an idiot. Basically, is what they said. Yeah. They literally just did a chargeback without any reasoning for the chargeback. They just charged it back. So eBay will cover me as the seller because top rated seller. I don't know what the requirement is, but probably that, some version of that. But yeah, I don't know. It would suck ass. Like me working 9 to 5. If I had to choose to go work at Target for 4 hours every weekday after my job 9 to 5, or sit and do Pokemon for 4 hours, there ain't no shot I'm going to do Target. Like you're not going to make $15 an hour every day of the week the way Pokemon works. Like you're not punching a clock. You're going to get $150 here, $200 there. It's going to add up eventually. So it's wiser probably to just punch the clock. More consistent money. It's like if you work the sales job with commission. I've never done it. It sounds like it would, like I wouldn't like that at all. Like I need a consistent cash flow. Yeah. My job does that enough for me, luckily, where the Pokemon stuff, if I have a negative month, I'll make up for it next month whenever I don't. But yeah, it's the average person, like you said, we're not the average person at all. Like you said, like if you're starting from zero, you're probably better off doing that extra time at Target and maybe getting that extra money for a year and then pocketing that money and then maybe start Pokemon with the extra cash flow. Because if you're starting with $50 a month liquid, because like the average person's probably paycheck to paycheck in the US. If you're starting with $50 a month, it's going to take you a while because it costs $15 to grade a card at PSA. So it's not a cheap hobby at all. Like there's a cash entry to start doing this at any sort of scale for sure. You can start slow, but it'll be slow with $0, $50 a month.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Good comment, Franks. Long ass comment, dude. I can't believe that whole YouTube comment line. To be honest, that's crazy. Basic trainer, basic caster in the house. Can't believe he hasn't changed his name yet. To be honest, on YouTube, he had said MetaZoo has way better game mechanics than other TCGs. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about this.
Well, my official professional analysis of the MetaZoo gameplay. I have no idea.
Let me paint a picture for you. So, do you know what a fourth wall is?
Yeah, so I've heard that there are like mechanics that you physically have to like act out to trigger them during play.
Yeah, so there's different things. The fourth wall just means there's something outside of just the TCGs that could affect gameplay.
Mm.
There was one that says if a caster nearby has farted in whatever the last whatever turns, you get a boost in attack. I know there was one tournament where everyone was bringing fishing equipment because you got a boost. So people were walking into the tournament with
That
fishing
would be
poles.
hilarious.
They're like, "Oh, is there a fishing convention?" No, we're playing MetaZoo, bitch. Like, chill out. We're playing MetaZoo. You should know this. Just dressed in full tackle and fishing tackle. The one thing it's not really a mechanic. When I was playing with the guy, is the dumbest shit. So there's like these symbols on the side of the card. And apparently cards that were printed early on or something didn't have a certain symbol. And it's up to the person to know that this card has this effect because it was reprinted later on or something like that. So literally, like, if you have like the old printing of the card or something, it doesn't have the right symbols, and I should know how this thing works. There ain't no effing way. Like, I was playing this, he's like, "Oh, you should have did this." I'm like, "Bitch, it doesn't say it on
the How would
like,
I know?
What are we doing?" Like,
yeah.
So there's some dumbass shit in MetaZoo. The fourth wall is strange. Mechanics, it's definitely the weirdest mechanics in all of TCGs. Best, I don't know. I feel like they have the same mechanics as everybody else, plus some other random shit. So,
yeah,
if you want to call it the best, I guess, but it's weird.
yeah. Charlotte really. I don't think Charlotte Collecticon had any tournaments at it, did it? I feel like it would have been fun to see some sort of tournament, but I feel like Charlotte's also one of the smaller of all the Collecticons, I would assume. So seems to be like the Texas ones have a lot more like events happening at them, or maybe the Orlando one. But
yeah, this last Texas one had nothing happening. They had a MetaZoo table set up, but they had computers and shit. I don't know what they're doing. But there was no tournaments. It was smaller in Charlotte, almost probably, which is crazy.
Interesting. Yeah,
it was pretty crazy. It was a sardine fest in there for sure.
Did it smell as bad as Charlotte?
No, no. But I also left when it got too busy because I wasn't vending. I was like, "This ain't my bag now. There's too many people here. I'm leaving. I'll come back."
Yeah.
It got uncomfortably too many people in there. It was not excitable at all.
Yeah, I just remember the trade night at Charlotte in that small room that was literally just a hot box. Like, it had to be 80, 90 degrees in that room compared to the bar outside. It was crazy.
The trade night at Houston was at the hotel, similar. It was like same kind of setup, but it was in like the lobby area, the bar area. It was so much more open concept. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This was like perfect place to have a trade night versus that Charlotte one was disgusting. It was like 8-foot tall ceilings. You were like swimming through the musk of McDonald's. You
just immediately start sweating when you walk in.
Yeah. It smelled like Pokemon collectors in there for sure.
All right. TCA Gaming, Rusty, coming in with a comment. He says, Pokemon Go is underrated. I think relative to how negative people are about the set, I would agree, because if you think about it, like, you got the Mewtwo alternate art, you got all the Mewtwo hyper rares, you got Dragonite hyper rares, you got all of the starter trio shiny on the Radiant cards. Like, it's got some good hits. Now, it's severely negatively impacted by Conkeldurr and Melmetal, unfortunately. Really negatively impact the set, but I don't know. It's kind of fun to open. What do you think?
I was just trying to upload my my Pokemon Go game because I feel like the game's probably more underrated than the TCG. And apparently it can reset my account or something. I don't know. I gotta reload my account now. I'm pissed. But the TCG, I hate the Mewtwo with the burning passion of 1,000.
Really?
I hate it, and the reason I hate that one, and then the one they just made in the Mew collection box or 151.
Yeah.
Hate it just as much because it reminds me of Pokemon Go.
It's like the backside of them, basically.
It's darker scene. I hate it. Like, it reminds me of the movie Detective Pikachu, like the graphics and shit.
Yeah.
It's
kind of video gamey though. which Pokemon Go is like a video game, you know, with like that style of like 3-dimensional graphics.
I wonder if they could ever do like I hate Pokemon Go. I like is there a Radiant Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise in there?
Yep.
I like those. Those are cool cards. I actually sent some out for grading because I just like those cards. In general, the Blastoise I think is probably one of my favorite Blastoise cards. But I hate sets with stamps on them. The Halloween packs, hate the effing giant ass stamps. I wish they would just go back to do it how they did on like the reverse cards back in the day, the EX era reverses.
Oh, the set stamps.
Put the stamp in like the picture. Get it? I don't know. Like it sitting there reminds me of base set 2, and it pisses me the F off.
Okay.
Like
I can see that.
That stamp being there just screams bullshit to me. Like I don't know. And that's how. Yeah.
When they announced that they were doing Pokemon Go, I always thought it'd be cool if they did like a snap card situation where they took a bunch of entries from people using like the AR component of the game and like cool screenshots with like different places around the area, and then made a set out of those screenshots. That would have been sick. But then they're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make it a normal set with like, you know, random 151 Pokemon. So
yeah, that would be sick. Opportunities are endless. I'd love to get like a Pikachu in front of the Empire State Building, like in front of actual architecture in the world. That'd be sick. Like it'd be so cool.
Or a Young Goose Trump Tower card.
Yeah, I know they've done it for Worlds cards. Like they usually have some portion of the city represented in the card, right? Like an art,
like the London Eye, and Yep.
So that's cool. I wish they would do like that'd be cool if they did like a Pokemon Go set where they had like Coney Island, New York, and all this other different stuff would be really cool. Like 7 Wonders of the World, Niagara Falls. And that would be insane. That'd be.
I feel like the whole point of it was to bring like a whole bunch of people around the world together playing all the same game. It was like the closest the world ever got to world peace was when that game came out. It was crazy because everyone was playing it. Everyone was having fun, like hanging out with each other again. It was like a little window of everyone just enjoying each other for a while. But
you play it? Did you play it?
Oh yeah. For that first year, no, I haven't picked. Well, I pick it up occasionally here and there, but I haven't played it for a while. I never got into like the raiding or anything, but it seems really fun, like going out and, you know, congregating.
Did you watch the Worlds for Pokemon Go? Or have you ever watched a tournament?
I haven't watched. Well, isn't it just like they just tap the screen to like fight as fast as they can? Isn't that the...
Yeah. They're literally jamming their thumb into their screen. They might be using 2 fingers, rapid fire, but they're also swiping left and right to dodge. I'm like... I watched it live because they were in Japan. It was late as shit. I was watching. I'm like, this is not good TV. I literally wanted to gouge my eyes out. It was pretty. I'd rather watch naked sumo wrestling or something. It was pretty rough to watch.
I think the worst thing about Pokemon Go for me, and I'm sorry, Jason Page, if you watch this podcast, but that song is freaking awful. It's so bad.
I don't think it's officially partnered, is it? I think it's just something.
I hope not.
Pretty sure he pulled that out of his ass, and he's kind of like trying to make it a thing, but it's not going to be a thing.
Well, I mean, he only says 3 words the whole time, so it's so repetitive.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
I love the guy. Just stick to singing the theme song. Sing it 2 times. It's nostalgic. Everything else, the beatboxing, the saying all your different commercials that you've done. Just stick to singing the theme song. It's perfect. Yeah, Pokemon Go for me, I fell off similarly when the raids and everything started happening. Got to like level 26, which not that good. But it was fun. Played the shit out of it. My buddy actually, the game that they used, what's the company that made Pokemon Go?
Shoot. I don't remember. Niantic?
Yeah. So they had another game out, and they had a similar setup to where all these actual locations in the world were used in their game. So they literally just did a copy and paste from that game to Pokemon Go. And my buddy was like, we were sitting at college, and he's like, dude, I took the picture of every single one of these Pokestops at our university. I'm like, what are you talking about? How the hell did you do that? He's like, I played this other game, and they literally copied every single location I created.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, that's effing weird, but it makes sense that they got it from somewhere. Somebody, yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that. But I like the game more than the cards, and the battling setup is dog shit. So if they made it like the actual games, like the Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow games, oh my god, that could have gotten nasty. That could have took a lot of my away, and I'm glad they did. But thank you for that, Pokemon. It could have got pretty bad for sure. Thanks, TCA. Good comment. And I don't know if he was talking about the game or the TCG, but we covered them both. Fat Belly Collects. Alrighty. He had said, somebody name dropped. First time.
Finally, a call out.
Finally, a call out. It's not a great thing, but
yeah, I know.
Here we are. He had said, Gem Mint Pokemon CGC box is a cash grab off his name. Garbage product. Now, it's not Gem Mint Pokemon's box. It's not his box, technically. And it is a mystery box with CGC slabs. So those of you who don't know what Fat Belly's talking about, it is the Omega mystery box that Rattle's made a few videos on now. All mystery boxes are made to make money for the people selling them. They're not to be a net negative. It is some of the best ones out there are the Danny Phantom ones. Like that's a pack mystery box. PokeRev has one, but also similarly like dog shit odds at getting a good pack. So this is graded cards. I liked the feel of it. Like the packaging was good. Opening, and I don't know if you ever saw a video or if you watched my vlog.
I watched your video, yeah.
So Chumley had opened a whole box of these, and it was pretty cool in the sense that each pack is individual, or each slab is individually packaged. So you're actually like ripping a pack to get a slab out of it. I know because I talked with Gem Mint quite a bit when we were down in Houston, that everything was done above board. He would not have been involved if it wasn't. All the things that are published on the cover of the box are actually in there, all mixed in. Yeah, it was a good randomization to it. I can't say anything bad about it. It was a cool experience just to watch that happen. I think it's unique in the sense that they are all individually packed. And it's, like I said, it's not a cash grab off his name because it's Gem Mint's name's not really on it at all. He's just working for the company technically. Yeah. What are your thoughts on it? Outside looking in.
I haven't opened a lot of mystery boxes before. I did open a PokeRev pack at one point, but I do watch PokeRev open a lot of mystery boxes. A lot of the stuff that he buys just from like Walmart or eBay or whatever. And obviously, like most mystery boxes, you're going to lose money. Like even PokeRev packs, like the 2 packs that I open, I think I got like $20 of packs out of a $50 pack. It's like you're kind of know what you're signing up for. It's gambling on top of gambling. It's I hope that I pull something great from this thing that I hope I pull something great from. It's like it's just layers upon layers. And I think because of all the content created and typically they don't end up doing well on like PokeRev videos or whatever. I think that ends up there's just a negativity. There's like a negative air around it, mystery box or whatever, because historically they've been horrible. And I don't know about this product at all. I haven't opened one. I know that I think Chloe made a couple of videos opening like the alpha version, I think. And I watched your video where Chumley opened at the booth. I personally am a fan of CGC slabs, so I wouldn't be disappointed that they're CGC and not PSA. But I would hope at least that I would get close to the amount that I'm spending back on the cards in the box, and they're not just a whole bunch of like $1 junk slabs that are, CDC grade.
Yeah, I was just thinking too, because I think the MSRP it's like $300 or something for like 10 packs. Like a case is 10 packs. So each individual sleeved pack is $30, say. So each slab is $30. So if you buy how many packs do you get for $30? 25? No, 8 packs, 7 packs.
Yeah, about 7 or 8.
I mean, I feel like the odds are just as bad to get your value back in $30 a packs versus a one slab. I feel like at least you're gonna walk away with at least $10. I feel like even at the bottom of the barrel, like dog crap slabs, like I see these E&G auctions, everything gets a bid, $5 shipping, at least 99 cents. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting how much, and it's weird. I know the guy that runs it he's got a lot of hate. Maybe it's just his name why these are getting shit on really bad. Not Gem Mint, but the guy that runs it. Maybe that's the case, but I think these are some legit looking boxes. Everything seems to be legit behind them. It's just another mystery box, and we're here. Like the community is going to consume them.
And apart from him and Tetra on their podcast, or him talking about it, I don't even know if he said them by name or not on the podcast that he actually talked about them. And I follow him on Instagram, and I don't feel like he's been pushing them like on Instagram either. So the whole like using his name to cash grab, I don't feel like he's been using his name much to market at all, really. Like people know that he's a part of the partnership or whatever with the box, but until like last week, I didn't even know what the boxes were called. I just knew that he was, involved with somebody else making some mystery boxes, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Fat Belly.
But yeah, I think all mystery packs and products are probably not something you should buy if you want you to actually get your money out of them. Like,
if you're looking for a thrill, send it. Or if you're looking for YouTube content, it's probably a hell of a YouTube content opening up one of those boxes.
Well, and if you think about it, like there are many people who sell off of like Walmart.com who do like mystery box, 50 cards, 5 hollows, and 1 ultra rare, and it's like 5 reverse hollows from like new set, 45 bulk cards, and like 1 V, and it's like $30. It's ridiculous. It's just to prey on like parents and grandparents that want to buy their kids like Pokemon, cards, and they have no idea what they're looking at. So there are again, I don't know all the details of this product, but there are way worse examples, I feel like, of mystery products out there than $30 a slab. But I could be totally wrong. It could be horrible. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking about like the Walmart thing just briefly. Does Amazon do that type of shit, or is it like basically just Walmart?
Yeah, Amazon has listings like that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. That's weird. I guess I've never seen some of these crap listings. I guess I've never gone looking for them. To be fair, maybe I should make a couple.
If you just Amazon like random Pokemon or something, it'll just be like random lots, I feel like, of Pokemon cards of I feel like you see it also on eBay. I mean, other people we know sell mystery slabs for $25 a piece, and it's like a $15 slab or whatever, or a $20 slab. So
yeah, I just type in, if you just search Pokemon cards, the first 3 listings are all random lots. Random cards from every series, 50 cards in each lot, $6. $6 for 50 cards of bulk.
It's going to be bulk, yeah.
And I like how the image is played condition cards, basically.
Well, at least they're showing you what you're going to get.
There's no way to see how many things have sold, right? Like eBay? No, I don't think so.
I don't know on Amazon.
This is a #1 bestseller. Oh my God. 50,000 plus bought in the past month. It says it right there. 50,000 times $6.
Well, it is almost Christmas time, so probably maybe a bunch of people buying
300 grand off of this bullshit. Yikes.
So, but
that's 50 cards times 50,000. 2.5 million cards.
Mason probably has that sitting in his warehouse. At
Mason,
least maybe 10 times more of that.
Mason, you need to make one of these listings, bud. It'd be big chilling. 300K for 2.5 million bulk. Yikes. That's insane. Wow. Crazy stuff. People out there.
Yeah, the mystery market is pretty crazy.
When we get in Java mysteries?
I don't have enough cards to do mystery boxes.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, Ponga. We weren't gonna forget you. I got to meet Ponga for the first time in Charlotte. That was fun. He's a nice guy. He says, back to the sealed product. Actually, we're kind of starting and ending with the same statement, just reverse. Ponga says, sitting on sealed product is, I'm going to read it the way that I think he meant it, so fun. Yeah. Not much to say there. I feel like we already talked about that.
Do you think he likes sitting on sealed product?
I mean, it's easy. So maybe he has it in like a chair formation where it's like his throne at his desk. It's all just cases of modern Pokemon product. I don't know.
Ponga is a big sealed guy.
Oh, is he?
Big time. So he's dead ass serious in this comment.
Really?
Yep.
Why wouldn't? What's fun about it?
Sitting on it.
Physically sitting on it. I don't know. I mean, to use the word fun, you could say profitable. You could say interesting because of market fluctuations and stuff. But fun? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I guess I'd be interested, Ponga, if you could elaborate in this week's spicy. Like, what is, like, I have, like I talked about it earlier, I have my sealed cases of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. It's not fun. It's fun, like you said. I'll go check TCG Player once every quarter, whatever, 2 quarters. I'll go check it and see, the price is down $10. Get after it. Oh, it's up $20. Nice, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun, I guess. It's more so like I guess, for me, looking at the TCG curve is like literally looking at a stock because I know I got like $8,000 in Lost Origin boxes. So it's like actually money moving up and down. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's the fun part. But that's.
Or maybe if you have a lot of sealed sitting around, you can bring it to conventions and you can like sell sealed packs to people and stuff. And maybe that's fun. I find it fun when you're selling packs and people want to open it like at the booth and like they get excited about it. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'm picturing his booth. He's barely selling sealed stuff there. Which is interesting. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's a big sealed guy. So it makes complete sense why he's balls deep there.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So what's going on with you, man? What's going on with the channel? Anything fun going on? Any cards getting graded?
Lots of cards getting graded.
Yeah.
And cards are always getting graded. Trying to sell through a bunch of stuff before the end of the year so I can start the year fresh with a bunch of money to buy into stuff. I got a couple of the new English version of the classic collections coming in, so that'll be fun. I get them this week. I opened a Japanese version. That was fun. And yeah, I don't know.
Who you been grading with?
Both PSA and CGC. I sent most of my Japanese classic collection stuff to CGC. I did a big mail day recently where I got a bunch of stuff in. I sent most of that stuff to PSA, so I just all around.
What how was the print quality on your Japanese classic collection? Because I went through like 5 Zapdos cards from that new collection in Houston. Not a single one was 10 worthy.
Yeah, I think a lot of the cards had like lippage, like little
Yeah.
lips on the edges and stuff, and that was definitely present. It was unfortunate, and I think that they fixed it for the English one. I watched Rev's English opening video, and they actually put the Zard and Blastoise and Venusaur now in the middle of the deck instead of in the front, so that's good. So hopefully they won't be as damaged as they were for me in the Japanese decks.
Yeah.
And I think the whole product is one unit in English. So it was like 3 individual boxes inside of a cardboard box in Japanese. I think the English put it into like one sealed unit. So I think that's a good as well. So I don't know if they listened to people or if they already had that figured out beforehand, but yeah, good improvements in my opinion.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. Have you done any Beckett at all?
I did one submission to Beckett and got a bunch of black labels. I actually sent you that
That's right.
DM.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of 3 like Gengar CHR black labels and 1 Umbreon VMAX from EV Heroes or something. Not the crazy
Yeah.
one, just the regular VMAX. But
So I guess, what's the reason for not doing or the condition wasn't good enough to send them there, the classic collection? Like what triggers you to want to go to Beckett?
I mean, I think if I was going to grade with Beckett, I would want to try and chase black labels, and I feel like condition has to be like utmost, like the best of the best, and definitely the Japanese classic collection. I didn't have any that were either centering wise good enough, or a lot of them had the little lippage stuff happening that I tried to correct with my fingernail on a couple of the higher end cards. But I just felt like CGC was a quick kind of turn and burn for that stuff. So
Yeah. Hell yeah. Are you selling primarily through eBay, or are you doing any consignment services?
no consignment stuff. I do eBay primarily for graded, and then I sell like whatever comes in that I can't grade, stuff like that. I just put up at the comic book shop, and it sells over time slowly.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Hell yeah. Yeah. I got a stack of. I have probably about 800 graded cards. And about 620 of them might be going to a consignment soon.
a consignment soon.
Hey, yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
they're
nice.
not no Zapdos, no Diglets, just a bunch of shit I've gotten built up over time, and it's probably about time for them to move. Probably valued anywhere from like $15 PSA 9 vending series cards to $200. Like, we're not talking like $1,000,000 of cards here, but a bunch of stuff. So I don't
Nice.
like listing shit on eBay, to be honest, and that's way too much for me to list on eBay. So I'm gonna probably utilize some consignment service. Maybe do a video here soon, going through some of the stuff I'm sending. So that'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to bring up, because it happened again, and I feel like nobody's talking about it, or nobody big is mentioning it, which I find kind of weird. But PSA still out there damaging people's cards. I made a video about this like 7 months ago. Every card had the exact same piece of damage, bottom or back, top right corner.
Top right, yep.
And it's happened multiple times to Isle Collectibles and loads of people on Instagram and stuff. But none of the big PokeTubers have mentioned it. And I think it's kind of crazy that it's been happening, literally still happening like today, this past week. PSA is doing something in the post grading process, I think, between grading and the encapsulation that is damaging that top right corner. And 7 months ago, I made my video and sent out that CRC order, and I still have yet to get a payout for it.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, that's aft.
Yeah.
How much value are you looking at for?
I'm not sure what they would actually pay out for it, if they would just pay the difference between like a 10 and a 9, or what they would do for that. But it probably wouldn't be too crazy. That's why I haven't pursued it very heavily, because it's mostly like mid-era, like 150 to 200 PSA 10s and like 50 to 75 9s sort of thing. So it's not too crazy, but it's more like principle. Like I'm being a little, I don't know. I just want to see how long it actually takes. I've emailed them a few times, like, "Hey, what's going on with this?" I emailed them when I saw IO Collectibles. It happened to him again. I emailed him. I emailed them the link to the video, the person who I'm in contact with, and said, "Hey, 7 months later, this is still happening. Like, what are you guys doing about it?" And haven't gotten a response yet. So it sucks, because I feel like, I'm gonna call it out, and maybe it's unfair, but I feel like there's a bit of a double standard between grading companies right now, where one grading company does something bad, I'll say bad, gets rightfully called out for it, criticized, and another grading company has been damaging people's cards for 7 months and nobody's talking about it. So kind of crazy. But
Yeah. No, that's aft. I haven't talked about it personally because I haven't experienced it. I also haven't graded with PSA outside of January this year. Um, because I don't want to pay $15 a card, to be honest.
yeah,
That's my reason. But that would piss me. That would take that straight to the moon. I'd be posting about it. I'd be so pissed, especially if it was like a large submission. But I've seen a bunch of videos like you were talking about, the back top right corners and stuff, and a bunch of people I follow on Instagram have had issues, and it's happened before. It happens before it gets graded, so then that affects your actual end grade.
I think it happens after.
Really, because I thought it was like somewhere around the initial, because they do like pre-pictures now. They do pictures when the card's received
Yeah.
before grading.
So all of my pictures are clean for the first
Oh,
scans.
really?
They're totally clean. They look fine. And then the graded scans afterward, you can see the damage. And then when they showed up, they were damaged. And the idea is that the cards are graded right, but the damage, or I'm not 100% sure, but for mine, I feel like the grades could have been right because they all came back 9s, but the amount of damage on that corner, I don't know how you sell that as a 9 because it's just like, it's pretty significant for a 9 in my opinion. But so yeah, I'm not sure exactly where in the process. Nat Turner has actually DM'd people responses about this particular issue and said like, "Oh, they're investigating it. We know about it. We're trying to figure it out." Same with the customer service people getting back to me. We're investigating the issue. We're still trying to figure out what is happening, like stuff like that. And it's just like 7 months. How can you be investigating for this long and not figure out what is happening? Like, come on.
Yeah,
But
it could be disgruntled employees. Like, you don't know. Like, we have that issue. We're in manufacturing, and we sell millions of parts like a day, and somebody could take one fastener and drop it in the wrong box. Huge issue.
no,
The huge issue. It gets to the customer, and then they're inserting the wrong fastener into the hood assembly for the new F-150. Now we owe them $30,000 because now we need to buy a full assembly. Like, somebody could just be like taking, I don't know, like, and then that's like something you can't really fix unless you fix morale. Good luck. I don't know. They could just be careless.
yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
That's shitty.
It's unfortunate, but I wish that more people would be more vocal about it so that, it would light a fire under them to maybe act a bit quicker on these issues. But maybe it wouldn't. Maybe wouldn't do anything. But
Yeah, if somebody was damaging my card, CGC or PSA, they're getting dragged. I would at least reach out to them, give them a shot, fix the problem. But if your head's severed up your ass, you're getting buried.
yeah,
If you're not giving me a solution in 7 freaking months, you're aft. Like, I'm setting you on fire. That's crazy.
yeah. But
Damn.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Do you
Yeah,
sell it all locally? Any local shows close to you that do any sort of card shows?
we have in Metro Detroit a card show every weekend at a different location, and I've never vended. And
You've been there though? You've gone to
I've
like
gone to the
check it out?
shows buying usually, and it's an awesome experience every time because there's usually a bunch of people selling cards that they don't do graded Pokemon, and it's phenomenal. But there is a show 30 minutes from me at the Lansing Mall where Michigan State is, kind of, and it's the biggest card show in Michigan. They do it once a month, and it's sports cards and TCGs. About 200 tables.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, it's about 200 tables once a month, and it's huge. So it's on the docket. Definitely, maybe not this year, but next year I'll be vending at it just to get out there and
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah, I've gone there just to walk around and it's huge. Like it's in a mall, like literally in the walkways of the mall. Perfect spot. Like all the stores love it because you got so many freaking people showing up once a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet.
yeah, man. But appreciate you coming on, filling in Professor Oak. It's
Yeah,
been
of course.
awesome having you on. I appreciate your time, even with a short notice. Hope you had a good time hanging out.
Yeah, always a fan of talking about Pokemon. And Oak, I hope you feel better soon. Get back on here for some episodes. And yeah, anytime. I love talking shop. So yeah, I'm always around.
Oh yeah, man. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.